Hello once again. It's the Jessica Brima channel. I'm delighted you're here today and there's so much to unpack. Nigeria cannot afford to have a president with a forged certificate because now we have the details of the transcripts from Chicago State University, yes. And I just want to unpack it, one by one. I want you to understand what is really going on here. In summary, there is a Bola Ahmed Tinubu that graduated from Chicago State University, but that was a woman. Bola is a unisex name, and that woman is late. And Nigeria's president now, Bola Tinubu, forged a certificate in that name, answering the name. He's not using the woman's certificate. No, he's not using the Bola Tinubu certificate. He decided to forge his own certificate in that name as the person that graduated from Chicago State University. So when Atiku went to court in the US to say that we need Chicago State University to release the transcripts of Bola Tinubu to us so that we know the details of what really happened, the university refused to release it and the court granted the request and said, yes, they should release it. Of course, Tinubu went to appeal court. He went to a higher court to say, please don't release my transcripts from Chicago State University. And the question everybody is asking is, who does that? Who does that? I graduated from University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I also did a postgraduate from University of Lagos and a master's from London South Bank University. Why would I tell UNN not to release my transcript to anybody whoever wants to have it? Why would I tell them not to release my transcripts from Unilag or from London South Bank University? That I must be hiding something or trying to hide something. And that was why Atiku followed up and pursued this matter to the end. And eventually, the judge in America granted Atiku's request that, yes, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's transcripts, certificates, everything about him from Chicago State University should be released. And now it's released. The judge said something very interesting after making the judgment. She said, if Tinubu dares ask for stay of execution on this, that it will never be granted by the US court. And that exactly what happened. He didn't bother to. Tinubu, I guess, was too scared to ask for stay of execution, and the transcripts have been released. So what I'm trying to give you today is details of the transcripts that were released and the unmasking of Tinubu, the president of Nigeria. In frame 1, as I show you on the screen, frame 1 and 2 are the original certificates that Chicago State University issued to their students. They issued those certificates in 1979. So what it means is anybody that graduated from Chicago State University in 1979 must have this kind of certificate. The design, the wordings, how it's signed, the signing and everything must be like this if you graduated from 1979 set. Frame 3 on the screen is what Tinubu bought off PIN interest. He bought this certificate and you can see the difference. The difference, as I always say in that popular Nigerian advert, the difference is clear. Can you see that Tinubu's document has a triangle at the bottom, while the original certificates from Chicago State University do not have this triangle? They have two hands locked with each other inside a circle. The original certificate, you see the design and you see that they have two hands designed and locked with each other inside a circle. But the one that Tinubu presented to INEC for elections, his own certificate has a triangle at the bottom. Can you also see the names of those who signed the original certificates and Tinubu's own copies? Can you see they are totally different? You can see the people who signed the original certificates from Chicago State Universities. The names of those, the signatures, they are different from those who signed Tinubu's own copy. Tinubu's manufactured certificate from Chicago State University. Now, Tinubu's copy says Bachelor of Science, Business and Administration with Honors. BATS. The original copies say Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. I did a video some time ago on this issue before the final judgment from the court, and I did say that there is no university in the world that does Bachelor of Science, Business and Administration, as was shown in the certificate Tinubu submitted. I don't know of any university that does Bachelor of Science, Business and Administration with honors. So Tinubu's own certificate says this, but the original certificates from Chicago State University say that what the university can award to you is a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. This is not rocket science. Any person that is learned, any person that went to university should be able to understand that there's not a Bachelor of Science, Business and Administration. There's nothing like that. Yes, you can have a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. It's clear as daylight. The word in appears in all original copies, but not in Tinubu's own copy. That word, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. There is no in Business Administration in Tinubu's own copy, showing that Tinubu's own is fake. We used to have this place in Lagos where they have Oluwole. I remember a story some time ago. It's not a story. It happened to me that I think at the time my brother wanted to buy tickets for me to go to London. It was the in thing. Your friends are going to London for vacation. So I was like, I couldn't afford it. I wasn't I wasn't well off enough. I was just a young graduate. I said to my brother, I would like to go to London as well. This, that. My brother couldn't initially. But when I started working in Champion newspapers, he said, okay, fine, I can buy you a ticket to go to London. But the process of buying money from the bank, and you have to bring your what do you call it now? Your certificate, tax clearance certificate. Yes, that was where I got stuck. And my brother said, we could easily go to Oluwole to get a tax clearance for you. They have it. I said, no, let me go to my office, because as a salaried worker in Champion newspapers, I'm sure that my office normally pay my, income tax. So let me go and ask them. They should have a certificate for me. So I went to the office. They gave me a note to go to tax office. I went to tax office. I said, I'm so and so from Champion newspapers. We've been collecting my pay as you earn tax, so I need a tax certificate. And initially, some of them wanted me to give them bribe, but the man in charge of the office said, no, I'll just give it to you. Come back tomorrow and collect it. The next day I went, one stubborn lady said, you must give us something. I said, I don't have anything to give you. I'm sorry. And that man stood his ground, and they gave me the certificate. So I didn't need to go to Oluwole. But in Nigeria, you can go to Oluwole to get anything you want. So I guess Tinubu's certificate must have come from Oluwole. And they didn't do the right thing. The way they wrote the degree he got. This is a case of the blind leading the blind. Who are the people manufacturing these certificates in Oluwole? I mean, not just go school at all. Not go school at all. That you had to write business, Bachelor of Science, Business and Administration with honor. I mean, we know Tinubu didn't go to school. He doesn't have a primary school certificate. He didn't have a secondary school certificate. And now the university certificate they gave him, he went to uneducated people like him to forge the certificate for him. They couldn't even forge the right thing for him. They couldn't even forge anything close to it. So the certificates are numbered at the bottom with CSU 00. That's a short form of Chicago State University, CSU 00. But Tinubu's own certificate that he's been running with, they submitted to INEC, his certificate doesn't have it. Right below it is a total number of the certificate booklet, 32, with the number of certificates issued, CSU 0044/32. Nigeria cannot afford to have a president with a fake certificate. I mean, only recently there was a young lady, Miss Soma, a young girl, they said tampered with her JAMB result. Everybody said, oh, why did you do this? Why did you do that? The whole world descended on this poor girl for tampering with her result. She had a particular score. She added some numbers and she got another score. But at least she sat for JAMB. She sat for JAMB. She finished secondary school. Tinubu doesn't have a secondary school certificate. He doesn't have that. And he will be president over a country where people like Mesoma were berated and shamed for forging, for just increasing the number of scores she had. She actually went to school. She actually sat for JAMB. She actually passed JAMB. The only thing was that she increased her scores in the results she tampered with. But Tinubu doesn't have any of this. I remind you of the story of Salisu Buhari. When Obasanjo was president of Nigeria, There was a Salisu Buhari that vied for the position of Speaker of the House of Representatives. He submitted a certificate from Toronto University, which was eventually found out to be a fake certificate. What happened to him? The whole world shamed Salisu Buhari. He resigned in tears. He cried. He resigned in tears. Today, what are we saying? What are the pastors and GOs in Nigeria saying? That it's okay for somebody who committed such a crime as certificate forgery to be president of Nigeria? Is that what Wole Soyinka is telling us? That it's okay for somebody who didn't go to school, who forged certificates, to be, it's not a crime that he didn't go to school. The crime really is that he forged a certificate. He forged a result. He gave us a fake certificate to run for presidency. And you want Nigerians to accept that? You want millions of educated Nigerians to accept that somebody who didn't even see the four walls of a secondary school, not to talk about a university, somebody went as far as forging, a criminal, that's a crime. That's a crime, my brothers and sisters. Somebody could commit such a crime that he will sit over Nigerians and be president over people like Wole Soyinka, over people like Femi Falana. Is that what you're telling me? And the GOs, the pastors in Nigeria that have a voice are saying it's okay, he's going to change Nigeria for the best. How can the whole foundation is rotten? The foundation is completely destroyed. The foundation of Tinubu's presidency is completely destroyed. And that's what the Bible says to us. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The foundation of a government, of a system is completely destroyed. You can be singing holy, holy all you want. That system will affect you. That foundation would affect you. A foundation that has no morality, a foundation that has no checks and balances, a foundation that does not insist on fairness and justice, a foundation that thrives on injustice. That injustice will get to you someday. If you are there sitting on your high horse and saying it doesn't matter, Tinubu is Aburo, he's this, he's that, he should remain there as president, it will get to you. I'm not excited that Tinubu will have to leave the office. He has to. But if he has to leave, it means that the second person that INEC announced as next to the winner of the presidential election, that's Atiku, that Atiku will become president. When we know that Atiku didn't win this election. He didn't win. And that's why Atiku has been pursuing this matter, pursuing it to the end, because he knows that the moment Tinubu drops off, Atiku, would become president when he didn't win the election. Northern Nigeria must not continue to destroy Nigeria. If Atiku, another northerner, must ascend the throne when northerners have been ruling and destroying the country, northerners have destroyed the economy of Nigeria. They've destroyed the cohesion, the unity that we once had. They destroyed it by bringing terrorists and militants from Niger and other West African countries to come and slaughter their way through the land, rape women en masse, and cause mass insecurity in Nigeria. Northerners have destroyed Nigeria. If another northerner must rule over Nigeria, then it should be to your tents, O Israel. Nothing good has come from northern Nigerians that have been ruling Nigeria all these years. And at least for morality's sake, the power should go to the south. And that's why Nigerians, north, south, east, and west, voted for a southerner in the name of Peter Obi. But the INEC, Mahmoud, and Tinubu decided to rig it out, to rig him out of the way. And then, in their foolery, they made Atiku second. They never knew this day would come. And Atiku wants to be with president. That's why I pursued the matter to the very end. Another northerner mustn't rule Nigeria again. Now it's time for southerners to come together and say, to your tents, O Israel, let us quietly go our own way. Let us peacefully go our own way. It's not working. It can never work again. Northern Nigeria have destroyed Nigeria. There's nothing like Nigeria anymore. There's nothing like Nigeria anymore. All those talk about, the unity of Nigeria cannot be negotiated. One Nigeria. There's no oneness anymore. There's no oneness. Can't you see? There's no oneness anymore. Another northerner to come and rule again for another 8 years or how many years? No. It's not working, sir. It's not working, ma. To your tents, O Israel. That's what everybody should be talking about now. Everybody, yes, South, come together and decide that we should all go our own separate ways peacefully. Peacefully. No violence, no war. Peacefully. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's Evangelist Jessica John Brimer, reminding you once again that Jesus is coming soon. Make peace with your maker now. Surrender your life to Jesus Christ and let your ticket for heaven be guaranteed now that you're alive, because there's no reconciliation in the grave. There is no salvation in the grave. Today is the day of salvation. Give your life to Christ. It pays to know Jesus. It gives you peace, contentment, joy. The redemptive blood of Jesus is able to heal, to deliver you from all the challenges of life. But you have to first of all surrender to the Lordship of Jesus Christ and say, God, not my own way, but your own way. Lead me, guide me. Open my eyes to see, because the things you don't see with your natural eyes, they are small compared to what you need to see with your spiritual eyes. Thank you so much for stopping by. My prayer is that the Lord will bless and keep you. The Lord will cause his face to shine over you, and he will give you rest. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Please share this video and click the thumbs up button. Really, if you can't share, at least click the thumbs up button, because that's the way to bypass the YouTube algorithm. And then make sure that so many people will watch this video just like you have done. Thank you so much. God bless you.